The Next of Kin Registry.
The Next of Kin Registry.
It's called the Next of Kin Registry.
Hi, my name is V Cerney. I'm the founder and president of the Next of Kin Registry, NOKR. I am from San Diego, California. I enjoy helping people and fixing problems. Early 1990s, when a family member of mine was in a convalescent care facility, and everybody knew that I was her point of contact in her family. I'd visited her constantly, and it was approximately April of 1990. I got married to my wife, and we took a quick honeymoon to Kauai. We came back, and I received a phone call from another family member who had indicated that she was sorry that my family member had passed, and I didn't understand what had happened. What are you talking about? So reached out to the convalescent care facility, and they indicated that the family member had passed away, and nobody was notified. And so that was very frustrating for me. That festered at me for many years. Why there wasn't a resource in place to address the problem. So about a decade later, I became a firefighter in Bellingham, Washington, and began to develop a resource to address the problem called Community Care 2000. And that resource surveyed rural areas of Bellingham, Washington, Whatcom County, to address individuals with special needs and individuals that we had repeat fire calls with to locate their emergency contacts expeditiously. And that was the beginning process of the Next of Kin Registry. My goal when I created NOKR was to create a simplified, non-intrusive process where people could archive their emergency point of contact. It would be accessible 24 hours a day, 7 days a week by registered public trust agencies, such as first responders, law enforcement agencies that would need to locate your family in the event of a personal need where someone is missing, injured, or deceased. And so, or the coroner's office or a hospital, or in the event of a national disaster, emergency management agencies, what have you, search and rescue agencies that would fall under the sheriff's department, could locate your family, again, to reunify you. And so I wanted to create a simplified process where, we could expedite that and, kind of point the dogs, if you will, in the right direction. I guess our first major test with NOKR was we were assisting with the tsunami and earthquake in Banda Aceh in December 2004. I believe it was December 26. I believe over 220 some thousand people perished in that disaster. And the ICRC had contacted us and asked us to be the point of contact for the United States and Europe for those that were missing due to that disaster. So we were running the resource out of our garage in Temecula, California. And that was our first major test. The next test would have been Hurricane Katrina, where we really kind of began to grow our roots, if you will. And, our response to that was pretty significant. We grew a significant volunteer base at that point in time. And we were contacted by, at that point, Senator Obama, who now we know would be the future president. And that was our first major test. So NOKR is a non-brick and mortar or virtual organization. So we operate in cyberspace. It allows us to mitigate the cost of a brick and mortar. And so, our business offices, like I said, are virtual. So we have volunteers in 87 countries. And we've got an executive team of 12. So our volunteer base, because NOKR is 100% volunteer organization, expands across the United States and globally. So notable events, kind of like I mentioned to you, historically, going back to the tsunami and Banda Aceh earthquake, and Hurricane Katrina, which was pretty significant. It tested the limits of many missions of lots of organizations, including the American Red Cross, FEMA, a lot of government organizations. Tested NOKR, if you will, for the first time. We really kind of got our feet wet and became a notable organization that was providing a real-time service. moving forward, something more relevant would be you're in El Paso, Texas. We were also involved with we had registered parties in the shooting in El Paso at the Walmart. So Las Vegas strip shooting. So a lot of notable events, but really our bread and butter events are daily emergencies where people are involved in traffic accidents or falling, slipping home, and someone needs to locate their emergency point of contact. That's kind of the bread and butter, the daily disasters of people's personal needs. So we have like I said, a volunteer base of 3,800 volunteers across the country, across the nation, globally, and a significant base in the United States, and the base grows significantly globally. If you look at NOKR's website, you'll see some of the countries that we're involved in. We have a large base in Africa, large base in Europe, a large base in Asia. And our volunteers will respond. They're called emergency contact volunteers. They'll show up at disasters, and those that are missing or need to locate their next of kin or emergency point of contact, our volunteers can show up with a mobile phone. They can register that person who's missing into the database, and when first responders begin to locate or search for the missing loved ones' points of contact, that information will be registered in the registry. So one word: complacency. Don't be complacent, meaning don't assume that people will know how to reach your loved ones in the event you're incapacitated. When I say incapacitated, if you fall down today on the ground and you're unable to speak and tell people who you belong to, don't think that somebody can reach into your phone that's locked and contact your loved ones. Sometimes you've got a password access, or you've got some type of scan device that needs to be accessed. If that phone's broken, we won't be able to access it. If your emergency point of contact in the phone is accessible and the person next to you is also injured in the event of an accident, that doesn't really help you. With NOKR, it's all free. It's all secure. You can register several points of contact into the registry. So again, don't be complacent. We're dealing with the COVID-19 world right now. And, with this pandemic, the biggest concern obviously is where are our loved ones? Because we can't see them, and are they safe? And if something happens to them, how will I know? So the most important thing is, again, register your emergency contacts. Get access to NOKR. It's NOKR.org. And, check us out, take a look, and make sure it's something that, you feel your family might benefit from, and utilize the resource.